Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good everything. Welcome to Live with Joan, here in Learn to Communicate with Animals with Joan. So we have some fun things planned for today and for next week. I haven't even told you. So that's it. If you're just coming on, say hi, say where you're from. Let's get this party started. I've got some big fun exercises.
Guess who just said hi?
Leslie Williams.
Yes.
Okay, cool. It wouldn't be alive without Leslie Williams. Anyone else here? No?
There's people coming on right now.
It's just you and me?
It's just you and me. No, there's people on. There's people coming on. I could see the little eyeball.
Okay.
Ticking up.
What's the eyeball?
It tells you how many people are watching at the very top.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, come on in, say hi, and say where you're from.
Daniela van Amsterdam says, hello from stormy Holland.
Yeah, and it was fun to see you yesterday in teacher training. Who was doing that?
Is it Penelope playing with the...
Oh, okay.
Ellen Dillon says, hi, LOL, hi, Ellen.
Hi, Ellen.
Elaine Livingston says, good morning.
Good morning, Elaine. Are you safe from fires? Please let us know, because I saw that you have a big furnace behind you on Facebook, and I know a couple other people down in that part of the world. Actually, we should be checking in on my coach, Lisa Tran.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Lori Jodar says, hello, ladies. Have missed you. Petoskey, Michigan. I should know that.
Yes, we miss you.
We do. Sharon West Kreutzer says, good morning.
Good morning.
Shiloh in Grand Lake, Colorado. Shiloh, okay. Joyce Lee Leggett says, hi.
Hello.
Daniela Van Amsterdam says, yes, good to connect. Always a good energy. Yes.
Yes.
Ayat says, Ayat is here briefly. I am at work in San Rafael, California, and Shabda is on a walk at the moment.
Oh, good.
Jan Ramian says, hi, Joan and Claudia. Abby came to say hi.
Yeah, Abby's here. Abby's here. We were on a big hike this morning. Yeah.
She had a dead bug stuck in her.
Shocking. In her third eye, which is what we're here to talk about.
Seriously, it was stuck in her third eye.
She collects dead bugs in her third eye. It's a thing.
I know she's going to knock everything over with her tail.
She uses it for her own purposes. Anyway, some people use, their third eye for perception, but she collects dead bugs. Abby.
Oh boy.
Abby, come here. Come here. Oh no. Can you come up and say hi? Up.
Oh.
Oh yeah. All the way. High five. Come on. Say hi. Up. Oh, hi. Can you see her?
You can see the top of her head.
Oh my god. I know. So, anyone else here?
Yeah, sorry. Michael Hofferbert says, good morning, beautiful.
Good morning. Okay. So, if you're new to me, my name is Joan Ranquet. I'm an animal communicator, author, TEDx speaker, and founder of Communication with All Life University. We have programs for beginning through professional animal communication, energy healing. We have nature and wildlife. We have wildlife trips. And we have 7 spots on the dolphin trip, maybe 6. I think we're calling the Kenya and Tanzania and Rwanda full. I was going to do snow leopards this year, but it's gotten moved to next year because too many books due. Because this book is due on September 30th, and then I have the other book due on March 30th. So then I have, then we have Tula Tula in September, and then there will be another Zimbabwe, Botswana, something next November. Let's see, we have the fall intensive coming up, and the first 3 days are animal communication. The next 3 days are death, dying, and beyond, and the last 3 days are energy healing for animals. And we do a ton with energy fields. And today, what we're going to do is kind of more sensory perception, but it'll be fun, and it's definitely part of an energy field. And what else? We've got AC level 1 starting October
23rd.
23rd, and that's 10 weeks of animal communication with live in person. I mean, I'm not in person, but on Zoom with my wonderful teachers. And then we have energy healing for animals. And
November 11th or 12th. Hold on. November 14th.
Okay, and you're putting links in, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I will, yes.
And if you have any questions, and that's 10 weeks of, like, it's EFT tapping and scalar wave. It's you know, when we're in person for the energy healing for animals here at the intensive, it's more tactile in terms of energy fields. But even if you can never get somewhere, well, actually, we have the EFT immersive this weekend. But if you can't get somewhere, doing the energy healing for animals in November is super fun. It goes for 10 weeks. It's primarily tapping, but also the scalar wave. And we have a lot of homework. You get a partner who's more advanced than you, and you do a ton of homework. So you really get a feel for the EFT tapping. And next week we're going to do a little EFT tapping. But one of the things I wanted to say about EFT is, like, just in the last few days, I've had experiences with animals. Actually, yesterday I was at tapping and teacher training.
Incredible.
Yeah. It lifted something even for me.
It lifted something for every single one of us. It was crazy.
Yeah.
There was a moment that was, in all the time we've been doing EFT, that I've been doing EFT with you as a student and as a teacher, something happened yesterday that's never happened in a session that I've been as a tappee or a tapper on. And it was really powerful.
What was it?
It was when we all got really quiet and just stayed on that point.
Yeah.
And didn't say a word and just let.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I'm getting chills just thinking about it. It was for this person holding space, but it also held space.
Yeah.
It was
powerful.
Powerful.
Yeah.
Like,
what happened was it touched a nerve, and the person was crying, and we just stayed on that same point and let her have that experience, which was really pretty collective at that point. A lot of us were moving through the exact same feelings. It's just she happened to be the specific person crying over that specific thing. But it was big. It was big.
it was, yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, that class is really, well, the other thing about it, it's sort of like my EFT book. Like, it is a master's, if not a PhD in behavior. If you take it a second time, it's a PhD. But you really understand, like, we break behavior down in such a way, find the emotion and get to it. And then the behavior usually shifts, and it's huge. It's big fun. So, I mean, I think all my classes are fun, but...
Daniela commented on that.
Okay, hold on real quick. I want to definitely hear that. So anyway, that's what we have going on. We have the fall intensive, the animal communication level 1, and the energy healing for animals level 1. Oh, and we have the animal medical intuition in person. On what day? November.
I will put all of these in person. Is it the 8th? Where did it go?
And then right after that,
I'll get that.
We have the kind of intro to animal massage. So what are those dates?
I'll get you. I'm going to put all these dates.
Let's say them out loud. They're the Thursday, Friday, Saturday before the massage.
The animal medical intuition, if I'm not mistaken, is Thursday the 7th, 8th, and
No,
7th.
it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Sorry, 6th, 7th, 8th.
Okay, and then the massage is 9th and 10th.
Yes.
So if you wanted to come in for animal medical intuition, you could stay on for the dog or horse massage, or both. So that's what we have going on. So those are 4 pretty big, 5 out of trip in 6 pretty big events.
Yeah, Leah says November 6th through the 8th for the in-person animal medical
In-person medical intuition.
animal medical massage.
Yeah. So, so we definitely will put all the links in, or you can book a call with Claudia and talk to her about that. And what else? And a question came up because somebody emailed in today. You know, you can do, we say this in the news, in the emails we send out, you can do just the 3 days of animal communication or the 3 days of animal, of the death and dying, or the 3 days of the energy healing for animals. You can do all 9, or you can do 3. You could fly out, do animal communication, go to the beach for 3 days if you don't want to deal with death and dying, and come back for the energy healing. You can, you know, it's your program. That's the thing, that the whole program is built around you. You get to do what you want. So, I mean, if you do the big program, there's some requirements, like you can't get out of EFT, like Claudia
And Charlie
and several other people tried to do. And now, of course, they're, converts. But anyway, so that's it. That's what we have coming up. Any of these things, if you're someone who is doing animal massage, or you are on the fence about wanting to do something else in life, come dip your toes. You don't have to make the giant commitment this minute, but if you are committed, also then get on a call with Claudia. So that's it. We need people out there doing this work.
Truly. Every day I'm seeing things that I'm like, we need to be out here. Just like right now.
I mean, the amount of animals I see on the euthanasia list is
I
can't. So what did Danielle say?
Okay, so I'm gonna go back.
So we were talking about the tapping. So in the teacher training group yesterday, we had a big experience.
The tapping process, and she said, yes, it was so sacred holding this space. It was. And then Elaine responded to your question about her being safe. She said, I am safe. The fire's moving away from residential Rancho Murrieta. Yeah. And Shyla wants to know, she says, remind us what books you're working on.
So the books that I have coming out, the book that I have coming out on the 26th is September 26th, is self-published. I had, that book was it's been sitting on Amazon, and for the people that do animal communication fundamentals, or if you're in the big program, or animal communication level 1, it's the book that it's the manual, if you will, for animal communication. But I've redone it, and I think it's really good, and it's really I worked on it before the animal chakra, so I worked on it for a few months last spring, and it's good. And I just got done doing the audio version of it, finished recording that last week, and and then the animal communication fundamentals, I'm just going to give you guys a heads up. That will be what is on sale. We do a flash sale every month of one of our things, and we do it for half off. And so starting Thursday, the animal communication fundamentals will be half off.
Which is the digital course.
The digital course, yeah. And it comes with a lot of bonuses, or 2 big bonuses. One is a Talk to the Animals, which is a digital course, and the other is a live intro to animal communication. So keep an eye out in your email for Thursday, and we'll announce it in here that Animal Communication Fundamentals, the digital course, will be half off. So that's it. So the book that I'm writing is the Animal Chakra book, and that's due September 30th for Findhorn Press. And I will say that I've really kind of been working on it since 1998, if you think about it. I was in a PhD program that I never finished with Carolyn Mace and Dr. Norm Shealy, and I just found out Norm passed this last summer. He passed, yeah. So anyway, I was in a PhD program with them, and it was energy medicine, and then I kind of focused on animal medical intuition, or medical intuition. I wish it was animal medical intuition. It was medical intuition. I did a lot of medical intuition with Carolyn Mace and Norm. But anyway, studying all this stuff, being out, that we would do a lot in St. Louis. Like I flew into St. Louis probably every other month. And then some of the months I went to Springfield, Missouri, which is where Dr. Norm Shealy lived. And he had a huge, huge conference center at his place. And his wife was a centered riding instructor and bred horses. They bred horses. So I got to work a lot. I mean, I'd watch everybody drive away and go to dinner, and I'd be like, I'm hungry. I've been here 8 hours. I'm tired. But I get to go out in the field and communicate and do medical intuition and checking on chakras with Norm himself on his horses, and helped he and his wife with what was going on with their horses. So I was always taking notes, and I've got a bunch of the notes down there. I'd have a yellow pad for just the general information, and then I had a yellow pad for dogs and cats and a yellow pad for horses. So I was flying in and out with like a lot of stuff, because there was nothing for dogs, cats, or horses in that program. So I took notes, and I'd go up to Norm afterwards and, you know, get my stuff confirmed. And then I'd watch for patterns with animals. Like, we talked about patterns yesterday. I did some clients, and I don't do a lot of clients, but yesterday everybody had a urinary issue. Every single one. So, you know, I always watch for patterns, whether it's a pattern for me to get a message from, or a pattern in what an animal's doing. And I mean, that was part of the PhD. It was kind of more the sciencey end. But it, so for, I don't know, let's do the math, 26 years, I have, in the first book, Communication with All Life, I don't know if you can you see the books up there?
Yeah.
Okay. So my first book, Communication with All Life, I wrote that in 2004, 2005. It came out in 2007. And at that point, I wrote, you know, had a section about chakras. Then I got the book deal in 2009 for Energy Healing for Animals, came out in 2015. I wrote a ton about chakras for that, most of which did not make it, so it's been sitting in my computer. And then over the years, I keep lots of notebooks, and, you know, I would just write down a story that I thought would fit a chakra, because I knew someone at some point would give me a damn deal. So, in many ways, I'm just typing at this point. But this book has been 26 years in the making.
Okay. No.
Third book is my fourth.
Well, the third book you're working on this year. Never mind.
The Death and Dying? Yeah, well, and as soon as that's due, this is due September 30th, and then I got a 2-book deal. And then the Animals in Transition, Death, Dying, and Beyond, which is something I thought I was going to get a deal with, but sounds true. So I started working on that in 2010, and then I did the TEDx talk. And that's why, like, you know, I've got all these things and notes and what have you and stories. And many of the people in the school have seen kind of the structure, because it's laid out in the school. But, so that's where I've applied it while I'm waiting for book deals. It's like been parked. But all the stories arts in there, and I mean, really, this chakra book is something else, I think. But it's good. It's good to finally put. I mean, it's really cleaning out the damn drawers because there's so many notes and all the computers, right? Like all the computers. And I mean the stacks of books that I researched from, and that's the chakra books I have researched over the years. I mean, I've read almost every chakra book there is, but I mean, I read about animal behavior all day long, and unicorns, because of course it goes together. But anyway, so it's all doing that. All right. And so I have some fun things to bring to the party, but did any comments?
Tanya did me the wonderful favor of posting the links for me because, yeah, it's hard for me on the phone, but yeah. Sarah has a question, but Sarah, I think I'm not clear on the question. She wants to know, do we have to attend all the lives? Are you talking about the
lives or
the live classes?
The live classes, you know, when you come here, you mean, for the fall intensive?
Yeah. So we'll if you clarify, or if you want to send an email in and we can answer it.
Yeah.
And Susie, Maura Reed. Hi, Susie.
Hi, Susie.
She says, I'm so excited to get the chakra book. I've really loved your other books. They are my go-to books. Same.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say about the EFT book, you know, I didn't really talk about, it's the only book I didn't talk about chakras in. And I don't in this new book that's coming out in 2 weeks. But, you know, the EFT book is really a unique compilation of behavior. And we really break it down in the Energy Healing for Animals class. But, you know, I think it really simplifies so that you can get to the underlying emotion. But yeah, thank you, Susie. Anything else?
Sarah Burkett clarified the live classes. So you are doing the big program classes.
Yeah, and you have a class today.
You have to attend the live classes on today?
Today's animal. Wait, she hasn't done an AC level 1?
No.
All right.
Yeah, so
She
the
starts in a few weeks.
Yeah, the live classes on Zoom, yes, you have to attend them. If you don't attend them, it's okay, you'll get the recording. But the in-person classes, the school is set up for people who can attend those and come to the intensives.
She's signed up for the intensive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the medical intuition and the massage classes, those are not part of it. Those are separate.
Those are separate and extra, but fun.
Mm-hmm. So if you want to talk about those, Sarah, we should get on the phone. But I can clarify all that for you. I just wanted to let people know that you can do the program, you can do the classes without having to come to the Ranquet.
Yeah, because we've got the
immersives
online. So, like this weekend is the EFT immersive,
which is the second part of the spring intensive, which is the 3 days EFT. So we have it set up so you could do it if you can come. If you can't, that's okay.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So, anything else?
Okay.
No? Okay. So, one of the fun things that, with, you know, when we think of the third eye, I always say that, you know, it's basically, I start out with this chapter with, you know, if the eyes are the windows to the world, the third eye is the, you know, window to all the dimensions. And so I joke that, you know, this chapter really could be string theory to, you know, echolocation to unicorns to sinus infections. So anyway, and the thing is that the physical that sits right there, or, you know, that what all the great books and great thoughts and great leaders and gurus and everything, you know, have considered the eyes, the ears, and the nose part of the third eye, what is physically covered in the third eye. So, I really went into all things sensing there's a little section on it. I go into more, spiritual and symbolic and emotional and energetic. But I thought it'd be really fun to do some little things that I love to do. And we do this sometimes on wildlife trips, and it's a great thing to do. But first and foremost, I wanna begin with, let's go ahead and close our eyes and move your eyeballs up to your third eye, and just feel it for a moment. And did anyone have any sort of a sensation from just moving your eyeballs and awareness up to your third eye? So, with horses, their sight, and when we talk about animal communication, did somebody say something?
Yeah, Shiloh says, yes, I feel pressure. I felt something too.
What did you feel?
It was like some pressure, but a very, very specific, almost laser focus, like right there. Yeah.
For me, when I do that, I mean, that's when I concentrate up there. So even if I look up and then I drop my eyes, but my awareness is there, that is like crack for me. It is so delicious, but everybody's different.
Susie says, yes, it's a feeling, but to describe it, Loretta says expansion. Leslie Williams felt soft flickering lights. Elaine Livingston said instant headache.
Oh, all right. Look down. Well, and so, we have our third eye. And so for a lot of animals, they actually have echolocation. And they have a literal third eye that gets really dimensional. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But I love to think in terms of, with animal communication, we can sit there and ask someone all day long, what's bothering you? But they could see something in the distance, and that's what's bothering them. And I want to break that down, because we as humans are very visual. Our whole world is visual. Yet, for a horse, their predominant sense is also vision. But because we're so vision-centric, we don't think much of someone seeing something in the distance. But for them, that could be everything. So, for example, a horse, they see 40 degrees. So they can't, this little sliver right here, they can't see. And this little sliver behind, they can't see. But they can see everything around. And when you start dealing with a horse, you can actually change everything by your awareness of what it is they're seeing and how much things in the distance over there. I want you to point your arms out and see how far you go. Claudia, you're not doing it. How far do your arms go that you see the periphery?
Right there.
Yeah. And when you think about that, that's pretty, that's nothing compared to what they see, right? Okay, so here's the exercise that Kat actually taught on the first Kenya trip that we did. And so what I want you to do is put your hands straight out and wiggle your fingers. And this is a great way to start seeing wildlife. I see stuff that I can't believe I see. So now keep wiggling your fingers and go out as far as you can go. And now bring your hands back and do the same this way. We're usually standing. But if you did this every morning before a game drive, you can't believe what all you can see. So now take your arms out and see how far. Did they go further back? Mine did. My awareness went further back.
A little bit, yeah.
But it's amazing how much we're aware of here, right? Like I can see things that I wasn't thinking about before.
Just don't wear your reading glasses when you're doing that that exercise.
Anyone else have an experience?
Susie Reed says, almost straight out. Shiloh says, I can see past shoulder a bit. Susie Reed says, WTF, it is amazing. It is. Danielle Van Amsterdam says, this is fun. Jan Ramian says, yes.
Okay, now I want you guys to close your eyes for a moment. And think of all the things that are in the room. We used to do this exercise when I did the Lost Animal stuff in person.
Mm-hmm.
But think of, like, I know the piano's there with a map. I want you to kind of, especially if you're not at work, say out loud what is there. There's a cabinet and there's a printer, and I know that the new beautiful artwork that I got for my birthday is sitting on top waiting for a frame, and there's a crystal, and then there's more crystals, and then anyway, the computer, there's, and I'm not looking, I know that there's 3 orangutan, 1 picture, and a mom and a baby gorilla, and another photos that I've taken on trips. There's a gentle barn, and there's an award I got from the Gentle Barn. And on this side, there's my friend Alan Davidson gave me a thing for the scalar wave, but I'm going to move it all around. Anyway, so when you start doing like that, you start to notice. That was pretty good, wasn't it? I've gotten good at this because I attune my eyes all the time when I'm out on a hike because I don't want my dogs to take off after a coyote. So I've always got this going on.
And speaking of, you see the coyote before they do.
I do see the coyote before they do. In fact, in Seattle, when I lived there, out in Carnation, I would see bears and they wouldn't see it, and I'd be like, let's go home, away, before they caught whiff, because we'll talk about smell in a minute. So anyway, how was that exercise to see your room?
Let's give it a minute. I love doing that.
Yeah.
It's just that you create an awareness. Your intention is on an awareness outside of.
My eyes are like this right now.
Yeah.
Right. And
yeah. I'm.
I wasn't seeing the printer before.
Mm-mm. I'm seeing the table, and I'm even seeing the.
No, it's crazy.
The chair with the seat thing. Oh my God, I forgot how to say sofa. I even at one point saw this thing that's really far behind me because it's crazy when you start paying attention to your peripheral vision.
Peripheral vision, yeah. And there's lots of other exercises for that too, but.
And by the way, how great would it be if every driver did this exercise before getting behind the wheel of a car?
Yeah, I think we're dreaming.
Lori Joder. Leslie Williams says really good. Shiloh said fun. Ellen Dillon, that's why I'm laughing. She goes, there's a lot of crap in here.
That's funny.
Lori Joder says good exercises. Jan Ramian says aware was good, but I have a lot of stuff. Elaine Livingston says missed 2 pieces of furniture. Susie Reed says so another cool thing. Michael Hoverbert says it's almost like I lived here. I mean, I am like the queen of stumbling into things that have been there forever. So this
Yeah.
for me is also very grounding.
Yeah. So I love that exercise. And it just, again, you know, when we think of, and I included a little bit of touch in this, even though skin is in a different chakra altogether. But, you know, with the sight, and so dogs and cats, some dogs, sight hounds, definitely see further away. Like Penelope is unbelievable how far away she can see, and I know she's got some Italian Greyhound in her. And what I didn't see was the cat puke. Anyway, yeah, it's over there.
Okay, good to know.
Good to know. Yeah. So, what other dogs are more reliant on smell, and we'll talk about smell in a minute. But that thing way in the distance, we can up our game just because we can think about that exercise. I mean, they're kind of given what they're given, and it starts to go as they get older. But you know, many sight hounds see far, far away. That's why, you know, I go really into greyhounds in the 5th chakra, and that whole thing, in the 4th chakra, because their big chest and their heart. But anyway, thoroughbreds, greyhounds, and cheetahs. So with sight, you know, we are sight dominated. Horses are sight dominated. And a horse, not only do they see out here, but they can see a bird land like way far away over here. Be like, what? And, you know, thankfully that was just a bird. It wasn't like a horse eating trash compactor. So, and because they're prey animals, there's even more at stake for them out there. When we look at our dogs and our cats, ironically, they're kind of both predator and prey. Most predators, as most of us know, their eyes go forward, prey are on the side. But when you get to things like dolphins and whales with eyes on the side, the reason they have eyes on the side is they echolocate. So they've got another mechanism to be able to see without seeing. And that seeing without seeing is literally sending out a wave, a click, and having an object click back. And then it's almost like this 3D modeling, like, oh, there's a big fish. So that is just remarkable to me. And also I've seen dogs and cats that are blind that almost seem to see out their third eye. And I don't know if any of you have blind animals that you've seen that with, but it is as if they see without seeing. So we can really develop that, and I've got some homework. But anyway, any other questions, comments, observations?
Shiloh says, I was in the miracle worker play in high school, and we had to practice with someone as a guide. We walked around with a blindfold on. Since then, I have been very aware. Like,
yeah,
right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the things, so I mean, there's echolocation, can locate sound, but then the other thing, so what I wrote in my book is that for a horse's ears, their ears are like the Hollywood Bowl, right? It's like, it comes in here. They're big, and it captures sound, and it goes in. For dogs and cats, it isn't, you know, some have little flaps, some have this, but they have a long ear canal going down to the eardrum so their hearing is huge. Same with horses. Horses are more sight dominant. But with dogs and cats, with that hearing, sometimes they, you know, it's more individual. Mostly smell for dogs and cats, but hearing is huge. So I want you to close your eyes for a moment and really listen. to all the sounds around you. Now, one superpower that they have is they can actually locate where the sound is coming from. So I want you to imagine, if you hear something, I want you to focus on the location. Go ahead and open your eyes. And what did that feel like? I feel like it cleared out my ear canal. Because what's happening? My ear went...
And I'm going, bum, 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 bum.
Nodding along to the rhythm of the fan.
And it skips a beat every couple of beats.
It's good.
I didn't know where it was until you said find the location. I thought it was a clock somewhere, and then...
Yeah.
Okay.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because we could talk about animal communication all day long, but if we were sensitive to their sensitivities, then we would be more, I guess, compassionate or willing to understand what it is that's stimulating them or getting them going.
Johnny's horse.
Yeah, that's a great story.
Lori Jodar says, it's quiet here. All I can hear is your dog breathing.
That might be my fan. Although...
Someone is...
breathing deep.
Yeah. Susie says, hearing is my shortcoming. I did hear my quill leap up and a buzzing, but it likely the buzzing is in my ear.
That's funny.
Daniela Van Amsterdam says, love this. It is really grounding and in the now. Shiloh says, tinnitus wrecks stuff up. I heard a clock on the shelf. Yeah, tinnitus will mess with you.
Yeah. My mom had tinnitus, so I was really aware of it. And, you know, there are frequencies. That's one thing that Dr. Valerie Hunt used to talk about, is that even with the tinnitus, you can move 2 different frequencies, and basically through the chakras.
Ellen Dillon says, tinnitus in the fridge. And Leslie Williams says, that was good. I thought I could hear a clock. It was the fan.
It's my fan.
Yeah, and speaking of tinnitus, I know a lot of musicians when I worked in the music industry that suffer from tinnitus, but they're still able to
focus the hearing on the rhythm, the tonality, the whole. It's just like the sight, right? Like suddenly we start playing with our hearing in a different way. Then we might be able to move through. Well, my mom, I used to meditate with her and get her to hear without, she'd move through it. And I have to get off bread, but you know. Yeah, the gluten can be a big thing with that.
The one artist that, I won't name him, but he said it didn't bother him when he was on stage because he's so focused on the music and performing and singing. It was in the quiet moments, you know, that it really was bad. So, Shiloh says, yes, I can isolate. She can isolate sounds too. Okay.
So then the other thing that is kind of funny to do, I've been rereading, you know, working on smells, right? And dogs' nostrils are designed, I mean, this just is mind-blowing. So first of all, they'll sniff in the distance, right? They do the long sniffing. But the short sniffing, it's designed, they can collect the smell. So when you see them really smelling on something, yeah.
When they're like,
the smell is going up and some of the air is going out, but the smell is going up and air is going out because they have that slit. So the air is coming out while more smell is being collected into a portal. All of it's dumb. And all the longer the nose, all the better to smell you with.
that explains why they like
Just
boom when
yeah.
especially when I come home from here.
Absolutely, because they're going to be like, oh, there's Abby. There's Abby. She went against you 3 times. There's Abby. Oh, look, Delilah did a drive-by. Oh, look, that Penelope actually got in your lap. Right? They can download the whole experience because their nostrils are a collection. So the exercise for this, and this is funny because Alexandra Horowitz does this in her book, How to Be a Dog. Go ahead and pick up something close to you and just smell it.
I'm afraid.
At the time I smelled her book and it was really old. I read it years ago, and so it smells very different than this book. And what was that like for you? Did everybody smell something? What did you...
I
This
smelled...
smells fresher than the other book.
I smelled my phone, and I got different areas of my home, which is weird. Like, I got what it smells like in my office. I got what it smells like. I also got my hand lotion, which I didn't put on any today, right? I need to clean my phone, apparently. Ellen Dillon put, ooh, Sharpie. I'm glad that snort didn't go alive. Shiloh says dog smells. Oh my God, the overwhelming of what they smell.
Right? Yeah. But that's their database. That's everything for them. That's everything for them. It's everything. I can't say it enough. And when I realized when I smelled the book the other day, because I was working on the 6th Chakra in this whole area, was how much I love the smell of old books.
Oh my God, I love going into old bookstores.
I knew this one would be fun.
Okay, Susie Reed says jelly. I was 10 again. But Leslie Williams says the other day I asked Willow to share a scent with me. I soon regretted it. She sent me a poo smell.
Oh my God, that's funny.
That's their favorite scent.
It's all good. Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, they pick up all the information. We smell poop. They pick up, ooh, raspberries.
Exactly. Yeah, look what they had for dinner. I'm a little pissed. I got shorted.
Okay.
Where are we on time?
10 minutes left.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell a little story. Years ago, when I was working on the second book, Energy Healing for Animals, and I was really playing with the echolocation, and at the time, I had just, I had been doing the dolphin trips now for a few years, and so my horse Raleigh, I lived on up in Carnation, and when it was dark at night, it was dark, right, because my eyes would adjust, because I don't like flashlights when I'm out dealing with horses, and I had lights in the barn. But what I would do is I would turn the lights off, and I would just come down and let my eyes adjust. And I had a big paddock for Raleigh outside of the stall. And I had bats, so I watched them with their echolocation. So I would stand in the doorway with my eyes closed, and then I would walk out to the direction that I felt his body was. And I would say 7.5 times out of 10, I'd walk to him. Not straight to him, but eventually. And he knew what I was doing. But every now and then, I would I would touch a fence, and I'd look over at him, and he would just look at me and be like, dumbass. So, anyway, I'm way over here. So...
Oh God, I wish I could have met Raleigh.
You would love him. So anyway, what I would love for us to do this week, because it just ups the perception game. And all of these things, you're going to look differently at your dog, even just going out to potty, right? Like, I walk out, if I'm on Zoom, like yesterday was the first day I was on Zoom again all day, and I went out and I walked my labyrinth while my dogs are out running around. But I mean, I really have been watching them with how much they're like, oh, sent far away, incoming, and then, oh, here's something I've got to, oh, must, I of course go to the great extreme, it must be a coyote, but it could also be a rabbit, you know, or a lizard. But what I want you to do is to, if you can, try to echolocate something in your house, like, you know, have your dog in the room and then come in and try to find your dog. It's really fun, and then we'll put some comments in it will keep it going this week, because if it was a complete miss, put it in, and then if it was a complete echolocation, say echolocation. Anyway, I would love the feedback in the group this week, because it's really fun when you start doing this, and when you start smelling more things, and you start recognizing how important and vital it is for our animals to be experiencing all of their senses, because that's more than animal communication, that's just seeing who they are. So that's everything for them. All right, that's it. Was there any last comment? Okay. All right, thank you for joining me. If there's anything that you want to join coming up, please get on a call with Claudia. We would love to see you, and it was really fun today.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.